Well, that feels like a loss, doesn't it? Let's be honest about it. It's another night, Man United at Old Trafford, never got going, and another night that ends in a draw. It's becoming a fucking theme now. United are turning into draw specialists, not because they're hard to beat, because they can't fucking finish games off. They can't kill the momentum. They can't keep control when it matters. And a big part of that is the attack. When Kuna isn't sharp, when Mbuemo, when he's not on it, they look blunt. When Fernandez isn't smashing in a free kick or shooting from range and scoring, there's no threat. Nobody's grabbing the match. Nobody's dragging United to 3 points. And then at the other end, it's the same old story. We cannot keep a fucking clean sheet. Even with a genuinely good fucking goalkeeper. I mean, this isn't Onana. It's not Bayindir. This is a good goalkeeper. Le Mans is all right. But still no clean sheets. One clean sheet all fucking season. One. Jesus Christ. It's a massive fucking problem and everybody can see it. Everyone knows how to beat Man United now, especially Old Trafford. Sit back and they will not fucking do anything. Man United are at a position where they need to score 2 or 3 goals just to have a fucking chance. So yeah, it's a draw, but it feels more like that. It feels like a fucking loss. It's 2 points dropped again. It's a pattern. And it feels like a team are running out of excuses. It's a manager who keeps saying the same shit over and over and over. Something's going to happen. Something needs to change. What's it going to be? So Sen Lamens, he done his job, made routine saves, he handled a couple of crosses, he looked calm. But this is the truth. He's playing behind the defence who just looks nervous anytime the ball comes into our third. They don't look confident at all. So we have a decent goalkeeper, but the same old problems. We start basically a 1 goal down. We need to get 2 goals just to get anything. But for San Lamens in this game, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Now for Aiden Heaven, and it was his first start of his season, and he was thrown in at the deep end, and it showed. Maybe in hindsight, we could have started Lissandro Martinez and maybe put Heaven on as a second half substitute or something. He was not confident. He was a bit shaken earlier on, and West Ham were always going to target him every single time they come up the field. They were going to target that boy. Picked up a yellow card, and that meant he was going to get took off eventually. He was probably going to get took off anyway, but the yellow card definitely meant he was coming off. Couple of strong moments, but every time West Ham tested him, he looked nervous. He got deeper and deeper as the game went on, and you felt for him. He's young, no experience next to him. You've got Mazraoui, who's a right back, and Luke Shaw, who's a left back. So he was the main guy in there, and it didn't look good. So for him tonight, a 5 out of 10. But it wasn't his fault. He's young, inexperienced, and he's going to learn, hopefully. 5 out of 10 for Heaven. And now for Luke Shaw. And unlike last week, where he was absolutely one of his best games, this was pretty poor. No drive forward. He was so passive. There was no control defensively. No fucking leadership at the back. With the let out, we needed our main man to come forward. And he's it. 10 years at the club. He should be fucking managing that defence. But he looked like he was playing within himself and never once imposed his authority, his leadership, his experience. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't filled with mistakes. But his experience should have led that line, and they just didn't step forward. He was nowhere near acceptable. Another senior player disappearing when it mattered. A 5 out of 10 for Luke Shaw. And now for Mazraoui, who was playing the right-sided centre-back in place of Euro, and he made a huge, huge goal line save. But it still didn't fucking matter because the second ball dropped and it fell straight to a West Ham player because no one was near him in the fucking middle of the box, and he slotted it into the corner. Goalkeeper, no chance. Mazraoui done as good as he could. And that sums up the night. One action, good action, followed by an absolute disastrous action. Equals a goal for West Ham, equals 2 points dropped for Man United. But even given that brilliant piece of defending from Mazraoui, it was an average night. The whole team was pretty poor. So for Mazraoui, 5.5 out of 10. Diogo Dalot played on the left wing back position, and he scored a goal to go with his last week when I said he was not dog shit. It kind of wasn't dog shit again. He was not bad. He scored a good goal, lifted the tempo, lifted the crowd. He always beats that badge every time he scores, and I love that shit. But after scoring, you expect Man United to go on, maybe get another goal, but they didn't. They just sat back. They got deeper. And Dalot, he got took off. Maybe just to give Dorgu a few minutes. Maybe they needed a dual specialist in there, and that's what Dorgu gives you. But It was a bad substitution. Diallo wasn't that bad. In fact, he's one of our better players on the night. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Now, right wing back, Amad Diallo, and he was one of a few who looked like he was at least trying to make something happen, at least trying with some urgency to get the ball forward, to drive at West Ham, to do what he does, and that's run at people. He carried the ball a few times, tried to get some sparks going. His final pass was poor. Everything was poor. It was fucking such a bad night. And he faded as the game went on. Dangerous in moments, but moments are not enough, especially when fuck all happens with them. A 6 out of 10 for Diallo. Now for Casemiro, and he worked hard. He did the dirty work. He broke up play, but he couldn't plug all the holes. There was loads of fucking holes. The midfield had zero control once West Ham grew into the game. He looked like he was the only one actually trying to fight, actually trying to run around, and his legs just don't do it like they used to. He was not awful, but not impactful enough to have any sort of real impact on the game. We really need 2 Casemiros playing. We've only got the one. 6 out of 10 for Casemiro. So for Bruno, and I'm going to hold him to a higher standard because he's the captain. He's our one fucking world-class player that we've got. And it was a frustrating fucking performance from him. Plenty of touches, plenty of attempts at goal. One really, really good chance that he was unlucky with, to be fair. One chance at the end of a match, but he should have scored and he fucked it. If there was zero control from him, zero calmness, no killer instinct. Missed a big late chance, like I just mentioned. When the game gets scrappy for United, he loses his fucking discipline, he loses his shape, and he runs around like a headless chicken. Captain or not, he's got to be a fucking leader, and he very rarely fucking is when the games are like this. It's all good and fucking fine when you're winning, when you're on top, but when you're struggling and you need someone to step forward, all he does is swing his fucking arms around. 5 out of 10 for Bruno. Now for Brian Bueno, probably one of our best players of the season. The last couple of games he's been absolute fucking shit. This one included. One good strike, left foot, and heading into the top corner, to be fair, and it was an absolute belter, but the keeper put it over the bar. And that was the end of his night, and I think that was pretty early on. Faded into nothing. When United need sharp, direct running, he wasn't there. His runs were all over the place. He didn't really run at anyone, didn't really impose anyone. When he's off it, United attacks dies, and it died pretty early on that night. It was nowhere near good enough for a player meant to be a key signing, and a player who's been our key player up front all season. 5 out of 10 for Mbeumo. Now for Matty Kuna, and I'm kind of surprised that they started him. I thought this would have been perfect for him to come off the bench as a little impact sub if needed. He was rusty, it showed. It was also frustrating. A good movement early on, and then absolutely fucking nothing. Every time United needed someone to take control in final third, he chose the safe option or he lost the ball. Sharpness is not there. Threat, not there. Confidence, absolutely fucking not there. I'm going to put it down to the fact he picked up a knock and he was maybe missed a few days injured, out injured, but needs to do it a lot better. 5.5 out of 10. Now for big Xerxes, and I'm going to be honest, if he didn't have that one shot that he had cleared off the line, I would have forgot he was actually on the fucking pitch. He was invisible. He drifted deep, he lost physical battles and never once looked like scoring apart from that one chance. Did he hold up play? Did he fuck? Was his movement good? No, it was pretty fucking predictable. And his impact? Less than 1. 0. We need a striker who's going to terrify defences, who's going to run an absolute mock run in behind, stretch them, fight them, fucking move them out of positions. He didn't do anything. You could have put a pussycat on that field and it would have done more. Xerxes 6'3", 6'4". He's a tank. Fucking use it. Anyway, 5 out. So that's another 2 points thrown away. Another night where United controlled the ball, controlled the tempo, although it was an extremely slow tempo, and still couldn't control the fucking result. We cannot keep doing this in the Premier League, not if you have ambition, not if you're Man United. Now we turn to Monday, 8th of December. It's going to be Wolves at Molineux, a team who are going to press you. They're not doing too great, but they're still going to press you. They're going to run, and they're going to punish any hesitation. If United play with the same passiveness, the same lack of conviction, the same fear of taking risks, then we're going to get something from the match. And it has to be said, the manager's got to take some responsibility. He's got to take a lot of responsibility. He's got to be braver with his team selections, with his changes, with his fucking mentality. If he wants to be the man in charge next season, he's going to have to start showing it now. Playing safe football, making defensive substitutions, and hoping possession wins you games. It's not going to work. It didn't work for Louis Van fucking Gaal, and it's not going to work for Ruben Amorim. Needs to fucking become more aggressive. Absolutely be more attacking. Molyneux, we're going to have to go there, and we're going to be a goal down. Might as well just throw the ball in the net because we cannot keep a clean sheet. So we're going to need to score 2 or 3, I think, to get anything out of this one. Anyway, see you on Monday. Better fucking luck, eh?